G'day guys, Fitcho here, and Dirt Rally 2.0 is finally here, and I'm super excited, partly because it is a brand new Dirt Rally game, meaning the rally side of the Dirt franchise is going back to the more sim-style stuff we had in Dirt Rally 1 over what we had last game in Dirt 4, but I'm mainly excited for this game because it's a brand new, officially licensed FIA World Rallycross game. Now, I am a huge fan of the World Rallycross Championship, and Rallycross in general as a form of motorsport. I absolutely love it. Short, sharp, full of action. What more could you want? Now, I'm going to be diving solely into the Rallycross side of the game in this career mode series. I have seen a few videos from those lucky few YouTubers that did get it early, and the large majority of people are focusing on the rally side of the game, which does make sense, because first and foremost, this is a rally game over a Rallycross game, but for me, I'm really into the Rallycross side of things over the rally, and hopefully, doing this series just focusing on the Rallycross side of things, I'm kind of feeling a little bit of a void in the YouTube scene, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe. If you do go on to enjoy this video, make sure you do leave a like. But let's get into this career mode, and I'm seeing a picture of Hell Norway on my screen, and from the few videos I have watched, everyone else's career mode started in a Super 1600 race at Silverstone. So, what is going on here? We've got our Opel Corsa Super 1600 car, front wheel drive, which does make it a little bit interesting. I did do a time trial in this car, and it's a little bit more interesting to drive. I haven't had much experience in it, but let's just continue. I do believe we are heading to hell. We have an engine mapping and upgrades, not too sure what all this means. It's our first race, no credits, so let's just go and jump into things. Yes, we are indeed going to Hell Norway. I was right, which is a little bit strange considering other series I've seen have started at Silverstone in the rain as well. So we've got cloudy hell. Not going to complain. I do know the Hell circuit quite well. I don't know Silverstone at all, as it is brand new to this game, so at least I don't have the track to learn. I only have the car. Here we go, Q1. I have done one practice session of 5 laps here just to get a little bit of feel for this car around this circuit, and it is quite damp out on the circuit. We're starting out of second position, so this should be a interesting start. Here we go, rolling up to the grid. Cheers, Neil. Try not to jump start. Here we go, grab the handbrake. We should be ready to race any second now. There we go. Here we go.
Hold the revs.
Green. Oh, that's actually been quite a decent start as we head down to turn number 1. I can't see where the guy on my inside is. There he is. He's pushing me wide as we head in to turn number 1. What can I do around his outside through turn number 1? We've actually got that hooked up quite nicely inside into turn 2. This is a tricky corner. Try to use the handbrake to rotate the car. Is he still there? No, he is not. We are up into the lead, and now we just want to try and set the best lap times we can, but I should have grabbed the handbrake a little bit there as I just understeered in the gravel. I need to try and rotate the car early with the handbrake in this front wheel drive car, I do find. But now we just want to go out, try and set the best lap times we can, and then joker on that final lap so we don't get into any traffic. Power out of the final corner, up the hill, and across the line to win our race in Q1 with a time of 3 minutes dead, .585. Where does that put us overall? That was a really easy heat. I had pretty much no competition after turn 1, because I beat them by 22 seconds, or 21.87 or something I beat them by. God, that is a huge margin. What about overall? We smashed them by 16 seconds. 16 seconds in qualifying 1. I haven't had any option to change the difficulty so far in this game, so yeah, it definitely needs to go up, I think. So it's time for Q2, and as we did win Q1, we're starting on pole position in the final race. And I'm just looking at all the times from the 3 previous races, and they're still 16 seconds off the time I did. I've gone through the options, and I can't see any way to change the difficulty, so maybe there's some sort of adaptive difficulty sort of thing going on. I'm not too sure, but I can't change it without actually quitting out of this event and losing the progress so far. So let's just do Q2 and see how we do go. Grab the handbrake, get the revs up. We are ready to race. Cheers, Neil. And we are green. Not the best start in the world, actually. I've dropped way back behind the rest of the pack, and we're going to be a little bit audacious down into turn 1 and just chuck it up the inside of everyone and get out into the Joker, get it turned in, clip the apex. Nicely done there. It looks like we're the only car to have jokered. We get that done nice and early. Everyone else tripping over each other on lap number 1, and this should play into our hands really quite nicely, heading down the hill here at Hell, and they are all going so slow. So slow. Yeah, I'm going to have to quit, I think, and try to work out how to change this difficulty. So I've quit out of the event at Hell. I looked through the settings. There was no place to change the difficulty. The only option I had was to abandon the championship. So I tried doing that. I still had no option to change the difficulty. I went back to the main menu into the game option settings. I still didn't have any option to change the difficulty, and that was going to put me into a different championship starting at Trois-Rivieres. So I decided to reset the game. So we get back to this point here at Hell. I'm just going to have a quick look. Championship details. There's no option for game difficulty. I tried doing a custom one. It says unexpected moments, penalty times. Then it had a third thing there along that bar saying difficulty. That's not there in career mode. So I don't think I really have any control over the career mode. So unfortunately, this first episode could be a little bit boring because the AI just aren't quite up to scratch. But as you can see, we start off at Hell, then we go to Holjes, and it looks like we finish off in Lohéac. So let's head back to Hell and get this event restarted here in the Super 1600s and see how we go. Cheers, Neil. I'll try and remember to take the Joker. That would be a very big mistake to make, especially with the pace I seem to have over the AI. I'm just looking, they did a 3:15 in race number 1, and I went 15 seconds quicker than that in our last attempt. But here we go. Where are we starting on the grid? We're starting in second, so it could get a little bit interesting down into turn 1, but I think once we take the lead, we're just going to piss off down the road into the distance, but it doesn't seem like we have any option or control over the difficulty at this stage, so we're just got to race against the competition that we are presented with, and it's quite weak at the moment. But here we go, we're on the grid, ready to race for qualifying number 1. And we are green. Not the best start compared to the pole sitter as we head down into turn number 1, but can we get up his inside down into turn 1? It looks like we can. Ooh, a little bit of contact from behind. Nicely does it through turn number 1, out into the lead, and I think now we're probably going to cut to the end of the race as I forget to use the handbrake through turn 2. We got a whole lot of understeer. The Super 1600 car is a little bit tricky to drive as it is a front wheel drive car, so you can't really slide it all that nicely. And across the line, and we did dip under the 3-minute mark, going slightly quicker than we did in our first attempt at Q1 in this event, and we're going to be miles ahead of everyone. Yeah, we are 22 seconds ahead of second place in my race, and overall we're about 15 seconds up the road, which is absolutely insane. So I think I'm just going to probably skip through the next 3 qualifiers in terms of the video, just cut them out, because unless there's some sort of action at the start, not much is going to happen with my kind of pace right now. Damn, back over the 3-minute mark in Q2. Ooh, a 58 second, 2-minute 58 I should say. That's my best time yet in Q3. And across the line to end the qualifying phase of this event, 2:58.7. Can't quite remember if that's better than our Q3 time, but that's better than our Q1 and our Q2 times, and we win that by almost 23.5 seconds there over Johnson in second, which is absolutely mental. 30 seconds ahead of 5th place. That is 15 seconds every 2 laps, as that was 4 laps, so over 6 laps, 45 seconds, and it's a 42-second lap. And now it's time for the semi-final. I don't think the question is, do we win it with the pace we have? I think the question is, do we lap someone? Unsurprisingly, we are the top qualifier. So, it is time for the semi-final. I just thought it'd be a good idea to actually explain how a Rallycross event does work. I have kind of assumed everyone knows how it works, but some of you guys might be new to Rallycross, and it's probably worth me quickly explaining it. So far we've had 4 qualifying heats so far. So let's just look at what a qualifying heat is. So let's take Q1 for example. We were in a race with 4 other cars. It was 5 of us, 5 wide. It was a 4-lap race. Now, there's 20 cars in this field. So in Q1, there is 4 races of 5 cars. Now, while you're racing against the other 4 4 cars in your race, you are still racing against everyone else on the clock. So once everyone's done their race in Q1, so there's been 4 races, 20 cars have posted a time. They take all those times and pretty much put them in order from fastest to slowest. Repeat that process, and then you get your qualifying points, 50 for first, 45 for second, etc. Repeat that 4 times. Add up all the points, and you get your qualifying standing. So as you could see a minute ago, I was on 200 qualifying points. I got 50 points in all 4 qualifying sessions as I did win. So I was classified as the top qualifier. Now this is where championship points do come into play. 16 for top qualifier, all the way down to 1 point for 16th. So the top 12 go into the semi-finals. Odds go into semi-final 1, evens into semi-final 2. So the guy starting alongside me here in semi-final 1, I was the top qualifier, so he'll be 3rd in qualifying, and 3rd on the grid will be 5th, etc, etc. We go from 4 laps to 6 laps, 5 cars to 6 cars. We go from 5 abreast start to a 2x2 staggered grid. Top 3 from each semi-final go into the final. Championship points in the semis, 6 for first, 1 point for 6. And then in the final, it's the exact same except 2 bonus points for winning the event. Hopefully that is nice and easy to understand, nice and concise. I made it there the best I could do, but it is time for the semi-final. Unfortunately, we don't have any control over the difficulty, so this is really just a matter of just doing the 6 laps. We're going to win. I'm almost certain we're going to win unless something catastrophic happens with the pace we do have. And I'm kind of curious to see if we actually manage to lap anyone, because I think I'm about 15 seconds every 2 laps quicker, every 2 laps. So that is 45 seconds over these 6 laps, 42-second lap. This could actually become quite close, but we are away for our semi-final. It's been a decent start as we head down in towards turn number 1 on the brakes, down to 3rd, turn it in, clip the apex, nicely done, back on the power, easily in the lead. Now I'll shut up, and I guess you'll see me in about 6 lap times when hopefully we're winning the semi-final, potentially lapping someone. Oh, there they are, down at the bottom of the hill. We're on lap 5 of 6, and we do still have to do our joker. But it looks like we are indeed going to lap people here, I do think, in this semi-final, which is absolutely mental. We do still have the joker to do, which is going to lose us a little bit of time, but just looking at how slow they are through some of the corners. I missed the apex there of that left. Oi, okay, just turned down on me. I'm not even sure if there'll be blue flags in Rallycross. I've never seen someone get lapped in Rallycross. The laps are that damn short. It's not meant to be possible to get lapped in Rallycross unless you got some huge mechanical issue. But there we go, into the joker. We did lap someone momentarily, but now we have to try and re-lap them as we had to dive off into the joker. Hopefully we're close enough to get them. I butchered turn 2 so much there. It's quite difficult. I struggle with that corner a little bit here down at the bottom of the hill as well. Just trying to power out with the front wheel drive, trying to pull me really, really wide. But here we go. He is all over the place, and we're just going to dart up his inside, and we're going to put him a lap down here in a semi-final in Super 1600 Rallycross race, which is absolutely mental. Can we lap one more car? I doubt we can across the line, but we have won our semi-final quite comfortably there, and that puts us on pole for the final. So we won a 6-lap Rallycross race, which probably covered about 6 kilometers in total, by 48 seconds over Johnson. 48 seconds. That is absolutely mental, but we should be on pole for the final. We should go and win that quite comfortably as well. And then that should be the event done. We should get absolute maximum 30 points in this event, and we are indeed on pole for the final. And then I think we have 2 more events in this championship. And then maybe the difficulty will change. I really don't know, to be honest. It's a bit of a strange situation not being able to actually adjust the difficulty going into a career mode. Here we go. It is time for the final in our Super 1600 race at Hell. Grab the handbrake. We're ready to race. This should be another walk in the park with the pace we have had. But here we go. We are green. We are underway for the final at Hell. Not the best start in the world, I don't think. But we don't seem to be challenged down into turn number 1. Get across to the apex. We're in the lead. And now I just got to sit back for 6 laps. And you guys are about to see the end of the race. There they are at the bottom of the hill. It's the final lap. I've done my joker. Am I going to taste blood and lap someone again in the final? They're a little bit too far away potentially. I'm not too sure how slow they actually are through the corners, but we have 2 corners between us and victory, and it doesn't look like we're going to quite lap anyone in the final. We've come bloody close to Lapiem, but up to the line we do go to win here in hell, and that was far too easy. I really need to work out how to change the difficulty, or get through this championship into a championship where the difficulty is actually higher, because as fun as these cars are to drive and just rag around hell, which is a lot of fun, except with the sort of on-power understeer trying to get out of corners because of the front-wheel drive. These cars are a lot of fun. The game is super, super fun, but the difficulty here in Career Mode is a little bit frustrating, but there we go. Event standings, we got absolute maximum 30 points. Perfect weekend there. Won every qualifying heat, top qualifier, winner of semi-final, and the final. Can't get much more perfect than that, but that is the first event of our Career Mode done. There we go, event finished. First place here in hell. That's what we like to see, and then confirmation. We got 30 points across that weekend, which, like I said, perfect score you can get. 42,000 credits. I'm sure they'll come in handy later, and I'll actually work out what 42,000 credits does actually mean, but it looks like up next we're heading to Holjes, and then we have Lohéac, and it looks like, I'm guessing there's no real chance to change the difficulty, so I'm not too sure if I'm going to actually just play out the next two races off camera, maybe compile both of the next two events into one video. Depends on what the difficulty is like. I'll have to jump into it and wait and see. But that's going to do us here for the first episode of my Rallycross Career Mode, which has been fun to play, but I feel like the video is actually going to be quite boring because the difficulty just isn't quite right. But hopefully you guys will stick with this series. Hopefully the difficulty will improve, or maybe I've missed how to change it. I don't think I have, but maybe as we progress through this career mode, the AI get better, increases the challenge, and we can actually have some proper Rallycross action, because after all, that's what I'm here for, some hard racing. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you do leave a like. If you guys know how to change the difficulty in career mode on Dirt Rally 2.0, make sure you do comment it below. There'll be very, very useful information after this first episode, and of course, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.